Disappearing items in the grocery stores. Is this good or bad business? Let's discuss. Good afternoon, Danomites. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, the Patriot Bald Eagle. This afternoon we are drinking Dunkin' coffee. Dunkin'. If you have to hit pause on this video to get your coffee or whatever beverage you deem necessary, go ahead and do that now, as this will be a lengthy discussion. Also, thank you so much for liking and sharing our videos to your social media platforms, as it does help us out a lot. We do appreciate it. Okay, so is this good or bad business? Well, I think it kind of comes from both ends of the spectrum here. I feel like Walmart, okay, we're going to discuss Walmart at first here. We've gotten a lot of comments over the last few months that products at Walmart, a lot of your products that you buy on an every weekly basis have been disappearing and not coming back. And the one thing that I've gathered, and one of the reasons why I've waited to do this video for a while, is for one, seeing if these products come back. I get a lot of emails every day, people asking me if I've seen any of these products at Walmart and some other stores, and they just go away and they don't come back. Or you'll see like one specific flavor or brand of that brand, one particular product that brand makes, but they're not bringing in the ones that you like anymore. They just have like the one specific thing. And the reason for that is because that's the one they sell. I kind of think that this is a no-brainer, as it's like with Walmart here in the Cincinnati area, Cincinnati, Ohio, like ice cream, homemade ice cream. They barely have any. And it's not just our Walmart that we frequent. It's multiple different Walmarts all scattered throughout Cincinnati, Indiana, and Kentucky in the tri-state area here. Now, the funny thing is that we'll see it for about $1.50 to $2 less than what it is at like Kroger or some other stores. Surprisingly, it's the most expensive at the place where it is made here in Cincinnati, and United Dairy Farmers. If you're not familiar, United Dairy Farmer is dairy farmers. They deal with good milk, but it's expensive. Now, even at their own stores, which are predominantly gas stations scattered all throughout Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana, their ice cream there is gotten ridiculously overpriced. And Walmart is cheap. However, they don't sell hardly any of it anymore. They have wiped out a cabinet or two of just homemade ice cream, filling it in with different things and whatever. But this is kind of just an example of something that I have noticed that I used to get. But the ice cream that is $1.50, $2 less at Walmart, the reason what this is because they're not going to waste the space. Walmart can fill in any aisle with anything they want, and they do the numbers. They know what different people are going to want. They know what people in the neighborhoods are going to want. And if you notice, Walmart, there's a very select few from every different city and every different state that they even carry anymore. A lot has been filled with like great value products or other name brand products that they know they're going to sell. Right? We've seen not trickery, okay, but we have seen where a lot of Walmarts, we've got a lot of comments from you guys that Walmart has been mixing in Bird's Eye and great value frozen vegetables. Now, the reason for this is a couple reasons. One, they're filling in the space, okay, and we've seen Walmart get completely wiped out on their frozen vegetables. Dealing with a lot here. We're dealing with a lot in the country right now with inflation, products not being able to come in, whether it's an ingredient thing or whether they're dealing with a contract. I gotta say, out of all the places that I see deal better with contracts, it seems like Aldi does a very good job, because they're kind of the same. They're not going to overpay because they know that they have to keep the prices low or you're not going to shop there. Same thing with Walmart. Now, is this good business? From one perspective, it is. From another, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like this could be what shuns people away from Walmart sometimes, is a lot of these different products that you have bought for years and years and years, you can't get. And then you go to your other store that is selling it and it's way overpriced. Well, I got news for you. That's why Walmart's not selling it anymore, because they have to stick to their name of true minimum price, right? Now, as true minimum price is kind of, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of funny these days because we see things that are right there close to other major supermarkets, like just a few pennies cheaper. Canned goods, just a few pennies cheaper. Now, you could argue some of them are way cheaper, but are you getting the same quality? Are you getting the same amount? Has it been shrinkflated? Walmart, along with other places, I don't want to just point the finger at Walmart here, but there's been a lot of places where things have shrinkflated, right? Or skimpflated. I mean, there's all kinds of new words coming out these days because if you don't see the price go up for a while, usually that's what's going on. It's either coming back at it, or if it's disappearing for a while, it either stays gone forever, comes back at a higher price, or it's a smaller product, right? I mean, that's everything these days. It's everything. One thing I will say about places like Kroger is that, yes, you can get, which we've seen even these products go up at Walmart, and who knows how long they're going to last. I noticed with Spam, we were looking at some of the long shelf life items at Walmart, like Spam, different corned beef hash, canned chicken, stuff like that, as to where they're great prices at Walmart right now. Okay, but we see Swanson that's gone up in price. Well, look at what it is at Kroger. $5.99 a can. Now, you could say, well, maybe Kroger didn't want to work out a contract with them because maybe there's something going on with Swanson. There could be things behind the curtain that we really don't know. Okay, because I think that's crazy. Trying to sell a can of Swanson chicken breast for $5.99. But you look at the Kroger brand, and it's like $4.99, maybe $4.49. It fluctuates in price, but it's always very high. Now, something is causing those prices to really skyrocket at Kroger. What is it? Okay, well, I think this is something to where it's like Kroger could just say, forget it, right? We're just not going to sell it. But these are usually items that have a long shelf life. So they keep them on the shelf in case there's anybody at Kroger that just wants the product, but this is what they can afford to sell it for. Because the thing is that, believe me, Kroger doesn't want to have to charge some of these prices for these things. Look at Cafe Bustelo. Okay, look how much that has gone up. Like the bricks of the Cafe Bustelo coffee, $5.49 regular price at Kroger. It is cheaper anywhere. Anywhere. And you know why? Because Kroger will hold the product. Okay, and maybe that's a negotiation issue. Is that bad business? I think it is. A lot of these things are not being worked out between a huge mega store like Kroger. Okay, but these other places just won't sell it, right? They say, look, will you give it to us for this price, okay, or we're not going to sell it. Now, this is mostly my opinion. With some, a lot of this stuff I am paraphrasing from some articles that I've read in the past, but this is mostly my opinion. So let me say that, but I mean, it's a very well calculated opinion. Okay, I've done a lot of research on this, and I think that, I think we're nailing it here. I think this is why a lot of these things are happening, and we're getting to why a lot more of these items are disappearing. Now, we haven't seen many items disappear at Kroger, at least neighbors. Now there's been a lot actually, but it's been like single products. We're seeing it where like a salsa goes away and just never comes back, and they'll have like a couple different sauces, kind of like Walmart does. Now we've noticed that those prices haven't gone up. Okay, they're all staying about the same. There might be one or two that has gone up in price, but most of those, and that's just an example, but most of those type items have not gone up in price. Okay, so Kroger worked out some kind of deal. Again, we see contracts like this with Aldi. It has to be happening with Walmart, right? Oh, I feel like Aldi is a little more open about it, which I like. You want to know what's going on. You want to know why the prices are going up. You want to know why the items are disappearing. I think Walmart's kind of a no-brainer because you go in there and you'll see an entire section that has been mixed around, and you'll find a pasta aisle that's like this, right? Like next to none. And then you see pasta sauce out the wazoo. I mean, it is just an insane amount of spaghetti sauce. You know what I mean? Like, and this isn't just our Walmart. This is a lot of our viewers have said this over time, which all these notes that I've written down. Okay, so let's talk about breads. Okay, now Walmart really pushes their bakery breads, which are really good. They're delicious and they're cheap. They're very cheap. I am not a fan of their loaves of bread. I never have been. And they keep going up in price. So I mean, at $1.42, it's still pretty daggone cheap for a loaf of bread. So for the price, I don't feel like that's too bad. Remember, this was bread that was like 98 cents over a year ago or more. So, but anyway, and cheaper than that at one point. But look at the different breads, the other breads that they sell. Now, Butternut is a very famous loaf of bread company around Cincinnati, Ohio here. Okay? It's from Cincinnati. They have like next to none. I mean, it's always full, so they may have some in the back or whatever, but I mean, not always full. But there's like two little rows. They have their large bread and then the sandwich bread. That's it. You go to Kroger, they got like an entire aisle of it. Now, why is Kroger charging more money? Because Kroger's going to keep the product. Either they caved on it or they're working out some other kind of deal. One thing I notice about local bread like Butternut is that it's rarely, if ever, on sale at Kroger. However, it's a lot cheaper at Walmart. But it's not just cheaper at Walmart, it's cheaper at Target, it's cheaper at pretty much any other store around here. Meijer, I believe, is close, if not the same price as Kroger. Now, this is where we're seeing the fall of some grocery stores that are hanging on by some things, because we're seeing Meijer kind of get up to those Kroger prices. But the problem with Meijer is that they're not having the sales. So here you're having Kroger type prices, but you're not having the deals. Like if I wait a week or two and then, it's like it's never on sale. Every now and then. Butternut's one of them it's pretty popular around here. Anyway, just an example. I wrote down the ice cream. Cereal. Okay, cereal. This is a funny one, okay? So you have these large boxes of cereal at Kroger that are like $7.49. Well, we've seen at Walmart the other day, family size boxes, which are the medium size, they're $4.99. Most of them are $4.99. And then the other ones are getting up to like $5.99, $6.99, same as Kroger. And unless once in a blue moon there's a rollback offer on these, you're going to get a sale on cereal at Kroger way before anywhere else, right? On the bigger boxes. I mean, they really do. If you can wait it out till they have that sale, usually every couple weeks, a different brand will be on sale and you can buy it for a half of the price of what Walmart sells it. But Walmart keeps the true regular minimum price, as they are usually always cheaper on the regular price. But it's getting to the point to where it's not by much. Now, the reason why I mentioned cereal in this is because a lot of people have been mentioning that Walmart has been discontinuing a lot of cereals. It's not that they're it is they're discontinuing. They're not going to sell it for what they're seeing other stores sell it for right about their price. If they can't beat that price, they're just going to get rid of it, right? Again, kind of a theory, but this is what we see. This is what we see in the stores. This is the numbers that I've jammed together for everyone on here to kind of give you an idea of what's going on, why this is either good or bad. I think a lot of the things at Walmart is good. Let me just throw my opinion out on that. They do this to keep prices down for everybody, but at the same time, they're getting rid of a lot of products that we've gotten comments on the channel that aren't coming in anymore. Most of those of ones where they'll just sell like the traditional product of what it is and then not sell the different flavors that you like, right? Because they've worked out a different deal. They're not selling the other stuff anymore. A lot of this have been like different. I know one with Kroger was like salsa verde, different things like this. Some of the products that have gone away. Kroger to this day still uses that space for an inconvenience sticker. And that is kind of the confusing thing. It's like Kroger has the product, but they don't have the other ones, but they keep the inconvenience stickers there, kind of just saying that it might happen again. They don't know, but they can afford to keep the extra space on there because they're not selling everything else like Kroger does. They're not selling, Walmart. Walmart has all the different clothes and electronics and garden center and, everything else. So Walmart has a lot to deal with as far as everything else in the world, while Kroger is just dealing with food. So they can afford to have that little bit of space. But is that little bit of space telling you something? Is that telling you something? Like, this is a well-known product that people have bought a lot of, and you're seeing a price drop in this stuff. You're seeing it not being sold anymore because you don't sell the favorite brand, but you want to leave this on here because you want to show that you're being honest about it and that it's not just and with the hopes that maybe the next contract or whatever will bring those back in. In this way, I believe Kroger is making a smart move here because you don't have anything to fill in that space anyway, and you're still selling some of that product. So you're basically telling all the fans that have bought probably tens of thousands of dollars of this product in the past that we just can't get it in. We just can't get it in. Why? We'll never know. We'll never know. We can assume. We've assumed a lot of things. We've assumed a lot of things over the last couple of years, whether it's ingredients, whether it's transportation issues. Now we have gas going back up again. Guys, it's all kind of coming together. But, as far as if this is good or bad business, I think it's kind of a toss-up. I really, everybody, and people have left this in the comments, okay? And I know sometimes it may sound like I'm pointing the finger at the stores. I am pointing the finger at the whole operation, okay? I'm pointing the finger at people not being able to work out different deals because one person needs to be a billionaire while this person's trying to become a trillionaire. Numbers that I can't even add together. Okay, so, and people talk about greed. Absolutely. It's a business. Everybody that wants to be successful in business has to be a little greedy. I know that sounds bad, but you do have to be a little greedy. Otherwise, you're not going to make any money. You have to be like, and greed is a matter of perspective. You don't have to buy it, right? You don't have to buy that can of chicken for $5.99 or whatever it is right now. I haven't checked in a while, so who knows? It may have come down. But it was that for a couple years anyway. Some of these different coffee prices in some places. We've been seeing coffee go up at Walmart. Now, is Walmart going to get rid of coffee? Probably not. Not all coffee, okay? Don't freak out. Will they keep great value? Absolutely. I have reason to believe that the Colombian coffee in the can at Walmart is probably their best seller. Now, I haven't done any research on that, but my research is, one, people on the channel here saying they go to Walmart and it's always gone, but we're still finding it at other stores. Every time I go to Walmart, there's one or two cans and it's just full of everything else. So I'm assuming that 100% Colombian coffee of great value, for one thing, that the price has stayed low because they want to show that is still staying the same price, while other ones have gone up to $10.88, like the donut shop and some of the other ones. But and like I said, a lot of this is kind of like just me doing calculation. So it is a bit of a theory. So it's like, but when we see these things happen, I've started jotting notes for this video months ago. And the reason I'm just explaining again why I haven't really gone over it is because we have a thing on the channel here where it's like, well, let's give it a couple weeks. It's like, after so long, so many people have been chiming in on this issue that, okay, now it's time to talk about it. We may give updates on some of this stuff in the future. Let us know down in the comments, what are some of the products that you buy, maybe on a weekly basis, monthly basis, yearly basis. Let us know some of the products that you buy that have completely gone away, that aren't coming back in anymore. Some of the name brand products, some of the store brand products. We've seen that happen with Kroger. We've seen it happen with Walmart. We've seen it happen with Aldi. Not as often. Aldi, whatever, for however reason, they're able to work out things. And, we see price increases at Aldi on things, not at the weight that we see at other stores. Aldi, when you talk about true minimum price nowadays, Aldi is really competitive. Now, a lot of their prices have gone up too. Okay. But it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And I think the thing that is a little scary is when we see Aldi and Walmart start raising their prices at the same time. They're raising their prices at the same time, and it's like, for someone that's been covering these things for the last few years, I kind of use that as an indication. Like, if Walmart and Aldi are going up, and they are kind of going up at the same time, one, they're watching each other. Two, how long is it going to be before our other stores start skyrocketing in price again? We've seen the inflation numbers that are way worse than what they originally said. Some of the articles we've gone over that we thought it was going to be a lot less. Now, what the Fed said at 2%, I knew that was wrong. That's what they predicted. I'm like, no way, no way. And they come back at now 3.5%. I tend to believe it's more than that. But a lot of this does play in to why why things are getting more expensive. Because you could say, they say, oh no, it doesn't fluctuate with the food numbers. Yeah, right. Okay, everything in life fluctuates with the food numbers. Housing's up, insurance is up, banking problems. Stock markets seems like it's in the dirt. It's like all these things are playing into why everything is getting more expensive. So, one thing, like store brands, I put at the end here, store brands that do well and not what you might think. Okay, what do I mean by that? Kroger, okay? And I use the same stores. I know I talk about the same stores, but these are ones that we have, and these are ones that we can compare all around the country. Walmart especially, and Aldi, and Kroger, because Kroger, owns a lot. I think the reason why we're seeing more store brands do well, because of price increases, but you take places like Kroger. Kroger has done an amazing job of marketing. And it's where I call it trickery a lot. It's really good business the way that they do things, because they lead you in different directions. They do. As you walk around the store, even the color coding. You notice when they have like a sale that was in the past, like the buy 5 or more deal. Let's take the one that's probably the most popular that we talk about. The buy 5 or more deal. One time it'll be red, right? It'll be a red sticker. And then the next time it'll be a blue sticker. It'll be a blue sticker. Now, what is interesting about that? Now, I don't talk politics on the channel, but I will for just a second here. Okay? So get ready. Red, Republican. Blue, Democrat. Now, you could say to yourself, Dan, that's crazy. That's crazy. What are you talking about? Color coding means a lot to the brain. Color coding means a lot to the brain. And I'm not saying that either one of these products target one person or the other. There's no politics really, and it's just the meaning of both of the colors, right? The division. We shouldn't be divided. We need to be united, right? But you have to be divided to be united. That's why we're in such a mess. Okay? Not going to go into that, but anyway. It's color coding. Not saying it's trickery, but why else would they change the colors like that? For one, they want you to focus on other things. And I would say that would arguably be the number one thing. They're leaning you toward different things in the store. They are geniuses at this. They are. We've talked about some of the different trickery that these stores do, and now we're seeing Meijer start to do that. But that's a whole different story. Meijer is even adding the color coding. And you are adding something that is a very familiar color with the division in this country, right? You're adding something that is a color coding, that is a division in the country, and you are leaning toward these colors, right? Whether you're a Republican or whether you're a Democrat, you notice these colors right away. I notice these colors because I do this every day. Am I getting deep here? Maybe. But at the same time, I do believe that this has part in their thoughts of this trickery. Now, one could say that this shows balance. I like red, you like blue. I like blue, you like red. But it's traditionally the same product. So it's like, why change the color coding? Something to that. I've always thought that. I've always thought that for years. Never really talked about it. But it didn't used to be this way. The color used to always be. Why change it? Right? It's like now you're thinking, okay, it's a digital coupon, right? Or you're thinking something else. You're thinking that it's not part of that deal because it's a different color. No, you got to pay attention to everything. That's why we talk about this on the channel all the time. You got to pay attention to these things so you're not fooled by trickery or good business. Okay? Because that's really what it is. I hate to say that, but it really is. It is genius. It is genius business. It's advertising in a very subtle way to get the brain. To get the brain. I love the color blue. Look at this. I love the color red. I love it. This is great. Look at all these red sails. But you see that blue and you're like, what is this? Look at all these blue sails. And the whole, I'm just kind of like, the whole politics thing. Not that it's any politics at all. Okay. I'm just saying, matching the colors inside the brain. It could be anything. It could be like their two primary colors, right? Well, you don't see yellow, do you? You don't see yellow, so that's out. You don't see yellow, that one's out. I don't know. I don't really know where I was. This is kind of just an added discussion to this video here, but there's a lot of trickery that goes on that a lot of people don't think about. These are the things that a ever-working brain Dynamite is always thinking about. And those of you who are watching right now, yes, we have deemed you guys all super shoppers. Therefore, you are Dynamites. And when we find Dynamite deals, those are the things we're going to point out and everything like that. So, is this good or bad business between the stores? I think it's a mixture of both. I think a lot of it is, a lot of these stores are doing what they can to sell as much product as they can. When you really got to narrow it down, it's all about making money. Okay? It's all about money. There's no, if they weren't making trillions of dollars of this, they wouldn't be doing it, right? And then you have different deals going on with Walmart. Just feels like they can do whatever they want. They put self-checkouts in how many stores? I don't even know, thousands. And now they're talking about getting rid of them all within a few months. I mean, do you think they did not do these calculations? I know people talk about theft. They talk about this. They talk about that. But do you think they really didn't do these calculations? There is something going on there. And I have no idea. But, I mean, this just doesn't have... You don't just blow... I don't even know how much money. But you don't blow that kind of money without thinking... I mean, and then a couple months later, you're wiping them out. Sure, there's excuses and there's reasons. Oh, well, no, there's too much theft. There's this. You mean to tell me you didn't know that before? Nah, something to that, guys. And also, as far as business with Kroger, I like that they keep the products on the shelves, right? I mean, they're keeping this stuff, even though it's crazy looking expensive. Maybe find a sale on it every now and then. But Kroger, as I always say, is the most expensive place to shop at for groceries where you can save the most money. Because if you're stocking up on the sales as you see them, there is no better way to save money on groceries. So pay attention to the ads. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as we cover these things pretty much every day. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.